Yes, guys, I am jealous of Arsenal again. They've won 7-1 away at PSV Eindhoven in the Champions League. In PSV's 112-year history, they've never conceded 5+ goals in a European match at home until Arsenal come to the Netherlands and absolutely destroy PSV in the first leg of a Champions League last 16 knockout game. The second leg at the Emirates is a mere formality for this fixture to be concluded. Arsenal will be in the quarterfinals of this year's Champions League against one of Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid, a tie that is still relatively in the balance after Real Madrid won 2-1 at home in the first leg, with the second leg at the Wanda Metropolitano to come. But look, we're going to focus on Arsenal in this video today because as much as being a Chelsea fan, I don't like giving Arsenal praise, but I tell you what, as a football fan as well, I love watching Arsenal play, even this season. You know why? Because as much as it might not be the free-flowing, attacking football, I mean, it definitely was against PSV, but this season, the Arsenal team that we have seen have kind of regressed a little bit compared to the style of football that we saw under Arteta in recent seasons. However, I would say that this year, Arsenal have been a product of what they didn't do in the transfer window. When you don't have an out-and-out striker, it does take some time to figure out the way that you need to play, the way that you can beat opponents, which is why this season we have seen such a heavy dominance from Arsenal when it comes to goals from set pieces and quite often being lacklustre in front of goal. 3 of their last 4 games in the build-up to this one were games where Arsenal hadn't scored a goal. But to go away from home in Europe and score 7, it doesn't matter if it's against a qualifier in the group stages, or this is in the last 16. PSV Eindhoven knocked out Juventus in this competition. It's absolutely incredible. And look, there was a massive golfing class. There was a massive disparity when it comes to the physical presence of both PSV and Arsenal. If we take a look here at the average ratings, 6.2 is the average PSV, 7.37 from Arsenal. But all over the field here, PSV were just absolutely dominated. I think the lowest rated player for Arsenal was Thomas Partey, who gave away the penalty. 6.3 rating. Lewis Skelly went off as well because he was booked early on. David Raya didn't have much to do, but also made some big saves in the game to keep the scoreline at something that is just emphatic for Arsenal. To go away from home in Europe and score 7 is just absolutely incredible. And with Merino leading the line, if we look here again, this isn't even a full-strength Arsenal team, which is why in yesterday's video when I was doing my predictions, right, with Arsenal, with Martinelli to come back on the left, Saka to come back on the right, they're still not at full strength. And if you think about why Arsenal may have fallen off in the Premier League, the levels in the Premier League of even the mid-table sides are so much higher than PSV. And I mean, I thought I was disrespecting Dutch football by saying that Arsenal were going to smash PSV up. I said that in the predictions video. I also think Inter Milan will destroy Feyenoord. But the levels in the Dutch league just are nowhere near what Arsenal are coming up against week after week after week in the Premier League, which is why 7-1. I mean, look at the goals here. Jurriën Timber makes it 1-0 after Declan Rice had a goal disallowed. Great finish. Nwaneri makes it 2-0. What a player Ethan Nwaneri is, by the way. Mikel Merino, playing for the 3rd game in a row as a striker, makes it 3. Then they score the penalty just before half-time. Could have been game on, but no. 47th and 48th minutes, Odegaard and Trossard straight after the break for Arsenal, making it 4-1 and 5-1. And when that 5th goal goes in, when Trossard scores that goal, that is when you can see that everybody in the stadium, every 22 player out there on the pitch knew that the tie was done. It wasn't even that the match was over. The tie was absolutely done. 6-1, Odegaard making it 6 with a deflected goal. And then the 7th from Calafiori is an absolutely brilliant team goal. And I think what is so key here for Arsenal is the fact that they've pretty much given the Premier League to Liverpool in the last couple of weeks. Liverpool have been getting wins and still securing the points. Arsenal stopped scoring goals. They dropped so many points. And look, it was already an almost unsurmountable amount of points that they had to make up to Liverpool. in order for them to win the Premier League, but now it's pretty much done. Everything was about this match. Arsenal in the Champions League. As a Chelsea fan, I can sit here with a big grin on my face until they win it. But like, it's so easy for us to be like, we're the only team in London with the European Cup. And Arsenal don't have Champions League pedigree. Other than that final, they got beat by Barcelona. But this team here, what is so scary is that there are still players that need to come back in. Nwaneri, I think, becoming one of the youngest ever scorers in the Champions League knockouts after, I think, Jude Bellingham and Bojan, I think, is the other player. But look at this. Odegaard, 2 goals and an assist, 9.2 rating from him. All over the pitch here, there are threats that this Arsenal team can score. And what I really liked about the performance, and again, you know I'm a Chelsea fan, right? But this is the More GBFC channel. I can praise Arsenal when they deserve it, and they absolutely do. But this man, Declan Rice, was absolutely fantastic. Arteta's been speaking recently about wanting more from all of their players over the field, which is why they've not been getting Premier League results. He wants more attacking stuff, more defensive stuff. And Declan Rice is a player that was is bracketed as more of a defence-minded midfielder, but he was everywhere. He was getting forward. He scored the first goal of the game that was actually ruled out for offside, getting assists as well. It was a massive performance from Declan Rice. And I think overall, Arsenal just bullied this PSV Eindhoven side. And if you look at the momentum chart here, which is usually quite a telling sign in football, the goals are scattered all over the place. But PSV had openings. PSV had opportunities. But Arsenal were just consistently clinical in front of goal. It was an absolutely exceptional performance. When you look at the XG, which again, you guys know, I'm not always the massive fan of XG. But Arsenal here with an XG of 1.97, converting 7 times is unbelievable. Big chances, 6 big chances. But when you look at this, 12 PSV shots to Arsenal's 15. Both goalkeepers only making 1 save. In front of goal, Arsenal were just absolutely superb. And as well as that, look, passing. PSV completed 44 more passes throughout the entire game than that of Arsenal. But when it comes to the shots, they're getting shots away in the box, which is absolutely massive. If you can get yourself that far forward, you've always got a chance of scoring. 8 shots on target, and Arsenal score 7 goals in the Champions League. This is a massive moment for Arsenal because they can look forward now. They know that whatever happens in that return leg at the Emirates, there's no way that PSV are overturning a 6-goal deficit. I can't believe I'm even wasting my breath and wasting your time saying it. Arsenal are in the quarterfinals of the Champions League in about as dramatic, emphatic fashion as you could possibly find. Unbelievable performance from Arsenal, and I say massive credit to them. I'm worried that when Chelsea play Arsenal at the Emirates on the 16th, I'm worried as to what's going to happen. But Arsenal are into the quarterfinals. They will play one of the Madrid sides, Real Madrid winning 2-1. If we take a little look at some of the other results in the Champions League last night, obviously it's a big win away from home for Aston Villa. 3-1 win away at Club Brugge. Dortmund-Lille, as I said, was going to be tight. 1-1. Lille will probably be quite confident going back to France. Top right corner, Asensio with a late goal, but it's a late win for Aston Villa. An own goal and then an Asensio penalty. But Aston Villa also with a foot in the last 8 of the Champions League. I'm not going to lie. The overarching feeling right here, watching that Champions League football last night, it was on. I had both the Madrid derby and PSV Arsenal up on the screen. I'm jealous. I'm seriously jealous that these fans are getting to witness Champions League football. Hopefully, Chelsea can finish in the top 4 or potentially top 5 this season. But credit to Aston Villa and Arsenal for what was an emphatic night of football for English football clubs in Europe's elite competition. Thank you guys for watching. If you're not already subscribed to More GBFC, please do. Going to talk about more football in sides than just Chelsea. Later on today, we're going to make a video or post a video talking about how Chelsea will win the Conference League. It's a no-brainer, isn't it? Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Smack a like if you enjoyed this one. Arsenal. Wow.